Welcome back to Will Rev. When you stand next to the Ninja H2 Carbon, it doesn't just feel like another motorcycle waiting to be ridden, it feels like an event waiting to happen. The way the light bounces off the mirror-coated matte paint, the way the carbon fiber subtly weaves across the cowl, and the tiny flashes of candy green accents this isn't just engineering, it's theater. Kawasaki designed this bike to be as much a spectacle as it is a machine, and when you roll it out of the garage, people don't just look at it. They stare. They pause. They wonder if you're about to taxi down a runway instead of pulling onto the street. That spectacle doesn't vanish when the key is turned. Press the starter, and the engine fires with a smooth but commanding note. Then the supercharger begins its almost sci-fi whine. It's a sound unlike any naturally aspirated superbike, one that hints at the sheer force lurking beneath. At idle, it's calm, restrained. But roll the throttle and you hear it wind up like a turbine, promising an experience closer to a jet engine on two wheels than a conventional sport bike. Riders often say the first time they accelerate hard on an H2, their perspective on speed changes permanently. The world doesn't blur the way it does on lesser machines, instead, it seems to fold away, the road rushing under you at a pace your brain barely processes. It's the kind of performance that demands respect. Kawasaki hasn't just given the H2 Carbon raw numbers, they've equipped it with a safety net so that the bike remains accessible. The electronic rider aids work in the background like invisible hands, never intruding until they absolutely need to. Launch control helps tame that supercharged torque off the line. Traction control keeps you from lighting up the rear tire under hard throttle. The quick shifter makes gear changes instantaneous, with a satisfying mechanical snap, and engine brake control lets you adjust how aggressively the bike slows when rolling off the throttle. It's a system that allows mere mortals to explore performance levels that once were reserved for professional racers. But the magic isn't just in the electronics, it's in the way the chassis supports all that power. A trellis frame might sound old-fashioned compared to aluminum beams, but here it's the secret weapon. The slim tubing disperses heat, reduces bulk, and creates a rigid yet forgiving skeleton. Pair that with the fully adjustable suspension, and you get a bike that feels planted even as you push harder and harder. It's not a featherweight, at over 525 pounds wet, the H2 Carbon isn't going to be confused with a Supersport 600. But once you're rolling, the weight melts away. Steering inputs feel natural, and the feedback from the front end is confidence-inspiring. Braking is a critical piece of this puzzle. The Brembo Stylema calipers are the same family you'll find on top-tier Italian exotics, and their bite is ferocious yet predictable. Grab a handful at speed, and the bike slows with an authority that makes you trust it completely. ABS isn't just an afterthought here, it's a finely tuned companion, intervening smoothly rather than suddenly. Kawasaki's ABS system is designed with track use in mind, which means it works seamlessly with the rider rather than against them. There's also something deeply satisfying about the detail Kawasaki has put into the H2 Carbon. Look closely and you'll see the precision of the welding on the frame, the careful polish of the swing arm, the etched numbering plate on the supercharger housing. Even the dash isn't just functional, it's futuristic, giving you a TFT display that communicates in vivid color. The Bluetooth Radiology integration adds a modern touch, turning your phone into a portal for the machine. You can see logs of your rides, track your lean angles, and even get text notifications on your dash. It's the kind of detail that makes the H2 Carbon feel like a bridge between raw analog performance and the digital future. Now, none of this comes cheap. With a price tag hovering around 36 grand, this isn't a bike you buy on impulse. But that's the point. The H2 Carbon is not designed for the average rider who wants a weekend toy. It's a statement machine, one that declares both to yourself and to the world that you value the extremes, that you want the absolute pinnacle of performance and design. Think of it like owning a hypercar in the motorcycle world. It's not just transportation, it's an experience, a collectible, a conversation starter. And that uniqueness is what keeps the H2 Carbon in a class of its own. Other manufacturers build powerful bikes. Some even touch similar horsepower figures. But no one else combines the artistry of carbon fiber, the exclusivity of serial numbered components, the theater of a supercharger, and the backing of Kawasaki's decades of engineering mastery. It's not just a motorcycle, it's an engineering showcase, proof of what's possible when a company decides to push boundaries rather than settle. Ride one, and you'll understand why the H2 Carbon is more than numbers on a spec sheet. It's the way the bike makes you feel when you roll open the throttle, the way it transforms every straight stretch of road into a runway, the way it holds you in a mix of awe and exhilaration. It's intoxicating. And while it may not be the most practical bike for daily life, practicality was never the mission here. The mission was to create a legend. And Kawasaki has done exactly that.